There are some people in this world who should have no access to computers, let alone Photoshop. It is quite laughable to think these individuals actually thought these Photoshop fails looked good enough to post. Number 18. Maybe her floor is warped. It is possible she naturally has those curves and those gargantuan milk makers. It's also possible that her floor just happens to warp into her body. That's really not likely though, is it? This woman not only looks like a Bratz doll whose face just happened to not be pressed right into the factory, but she also has the brains of a Bratz doll when it comes to Photoshop. Number 17. Muscle Man so strong he created a vortex. Well, this muscular tiger just jumped right out of bed this morning to say, "Good morning, gorgeous. Do you have tickets to the gun show?" when he inadvertently created a rip in the fabric of time and space. Hopefully his steroid-ridden muscular bod can fend off Daleks, Klingons, and Stormtroopers. It'd be a real shame to have one bit of his alien-shaped bod scrapped. Then again, I don't really think this happened. Maybe he's born with it, and maybe it's photoshopped. Number 16. The disappearing weight trick. Have you ever been so pumped at the gym that you made the mirror appear as if it had less than what you were lifting? No? Me neither. This poor young man obviously thought his picture looked so badass that he forgot to check what was behind him. A wimpy mirror image of him just lifting only one weight. Son, your lack of attention to detail has come to haunt you once again. Number 15. The Incredible Hulk. Me smash, me big, me suck at Photoshop. I don't know what to comment on first. How about the fact that his left, my right, pectoral is missing a nipple and is probably about 3 times the size of the other? Or maybe the fact that his right, my left, side looks like someone pressed down on it with a heavyweight and flattened it? Or could it be the fact that his hands look like a gorilla's? Please, dude, stay away from Photoshop. You don't look cool, you just look like a fool. Number 14. A 6-pack of beers looks so much better. If you were too lazy to work out but want the picture-perfect bod, do not do what this guy did. You know what? Don't even use Photoshop. It'll look so much better if you just get off your couch and do some squats and go for a run. Plus, you won't have the issue where you pick up the chick off the internet and then when the time comes, she sees the keg under your shirt instead of the 6-pack and laughs. Well, not like this guy will be picking up any ladies with this picture. They are already laughing. Number 13. Even SpongeBob is jealous of this thigh gap. Oh! Who is the young hipster with new leggings? Photoshop fail. Who looks like a fool and cannot see? Photoshop fail. Who made her privates look like a square? Photoshop fail. Photoshop fail. Photoshop fail. Photoshop fail. Photoshop fail. Number 12. The man born without a neck. This young man was either born with a rare no-neck syndrome, or he forgot to include his neck in his abtastic Photoshop. Either way, it's a very serious issue, and not at all a laughing matter. He either needs really expensive surgery, or he needs to hire someone to teach him how to Photoshop. I recommend setting up a GoFundMe page to help this poor young man with his condition. Number 11. These implants did not cost her $10,000. The only thing these Photoshop implants cost her was her self-respect and reputation. For a woman with such a beautiful face, she should feel very confident in her body, but she decided she needed Kate Upton's rack. Unfortunately for her, this photo looks like a 10-year-old boy was cutting and pasting his favorite body parts from Daddy's dirty magazine to make his perfect woman. Number 10. The Russian Spider-Man. At an early age, Trouble Petrov Parker lost his uncle and was bitten by a radioactive lightning spider and was transported to a distant planet where he can only terrorize humans with his terrible Photoshop skills. Seriously though? Why do you have 6 arms? Did you really think this was cool? Number 9. Forever alone and in denial. One's a 10 and the other's a 2. One is at home and the other actually has a life. This is an unlikely couple with a unique tale. They have never met. She has no idea who he is. Most important to their love story, this is not an actual picture. This isn't even good Photoshop. She's clearly not in the same room, and she obviously isn't wearing a green long-sleeve shirt. This young man will be forever alone, at least until he learns how to Photoshop properly. Then he can make it appear that he is not alone. Number 8. The skinny on using Photoshop. This woman is so hungry that her stomach is trying to suck in the doorframe behind her, and if you look closely, it is even trying to eat the photo of an unborn child. She also is about 8 foot 9 inches, and her head is causing some serious damage to the ceiling, making it cave inward. This woman either needs to start eating or stop photoshopping. I'm going to go with the latter of the two. Number 7. I can't believe my eyes, or hers for that matter. She promises she didn't edit her eyes. If she is true to her word, then she is descended from some bright, glowing, blue-eyed race, or she's an alien from the movie The Host. Or she's one of those White Walkers from Game of Thrones. Either way, it is creepy and unsettling how bright her eyes are. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say she is lying. She did edit her eyes. Number 6. Nobody will notice the wall. I like big butts and I cannot lie. Them other brothers can't deny. When this girl walks in with the itty bitty waist and that round thing in my face, I realize it's photoshopped. Did this woman not check if the background before uploading this horribly photoshopped picture? Her butt is so round that the walls conform to its shape. Number 5. Don't question it. I'm not going to question it. This is his face, but that is not his body. This Photoshop job looks like it belongs on Nickelodeon as some sort of twisted children's show with strange cartoonish muscle men. I don't want to talk about this photo anymore. It's giving me Photoshop PTSD. Number 4. Demon Eyes, brought to you by Weed. That is some strong kush to give you demonic eyes and to convince you that putting badly cropped sayings and stupid sayings all over a picture you plan on posting on Facebook is a smart idea. I would say that when you sober up that you will regret your weed-induced decision, but as your poorly Photoshop says, you are weed addicted. Number 3. The 15-year-old who is more ripped than you. This young man thinks he's too sexy for the gym, but not sexy enough to post a photo of his actual body. He's also not smart enough to figure out how to Photoshop his head onto a body properly. I'm going to guess this is the Governor's body with a pubescent 15-year-old head. Number 2. Wait for it. I don't know what is sadder, the fact that this woman can't use Photoshop or the fact that she can't pass 3rd grade English. Somehow she lost her weight, but what was she waiting for? How exactly do you lose weight? Why is she so proud of losing her weight? Does it mean that she finally stopped waiting for somebody to come and fix her walls? Maybe the wait for her waist training is finally complete and now she has an inhuman hourglass figure. I can't find the fat-ass dough. Did she go hunting and mount it on her warped wall, but it's hidden behind her way too hourglass-shaped body? Maybe the doe has hand attachments for its antlers and is the one playing on a phone. Either way, I'm glad she still has her dough, despite the fact that she lost her weight and photoshopping abilities. Number 1. The multiplying the audience trick. It is hard in the world of sports entertaining to fill stadiums at times, so the only option you have is to fill the seats by using Photoshop to cut and paste new audience members in. The keywords, however, is new. Not the same group over and over again, but there was always the possibility that they had a cloning device on hand at the stadium, and for maximum enjoyment, the group of spectators cloned themselves and sat in the exact same spot when the picture was taken. That, however, is highly unlikely.